Welcome back, Kaiju fans. Some interesting news today. I wasn't really expecting anything like this to kind of show up tonight, but on the latest podcast episode of Postmortem with Mike Garris, the director, Mike Daughtry, or Doherty, or however anybody wants to argue to pronounce it anymore, he's interviewed on basically his thoughts and what's been going on with Godzilla 2 so far, and we have some nice new information that's actually really exciting. So he kind of just goes through, he's almost just like open interviewed, like, what was your exposure to Godzilla, and then how'd you get on the project. And basically he's been a fan since he was a little kid. Always he saw the 70s films, he stated, on cable whenever they got aired, not in any particular order, and when he watched all the 70s films, he worked his way back to Godzilla and then Ray Harryhausen's with King Kong and everything like that. So, you know, he's been a Godzilla fan for life, which is super good to know and super beneficial for him, you know, having the lead on this project, so to speak. And he recalled as a kid that he went to the library to see if they had any books on Godzilla to research the character more, and that's when he found out that Godzilla is an allegory for the nuclear bombs of World War II, and that actually sparked his interest even more in Godzilla as a character because it has a meaning to it. So all this is really good news to know, to get clear confirmation in his voice. This is his own words, so we're not getting some falsified article. This is an interview with him. It's a podcast. It's his own voice. So we know his history with Godzilla. We know he has a passion for the original character being an allegory for World War II and how it evolves from there, with the how even the movies after that, regardless of how silly they were, had serious kind of like tones to them about the messages they were being portrayed, which is awesome. So that's incredible to know that he has all of that going for him, because really a lot of the history for him wasn't really as well known as like Adam Wingard's background with Godzilla, because we actually knew what movies he enjoyed, which ones he'd seen, and we know that he'd been going back and watching them. So this is great because this is our next movie. This is Godzilla 2. This isn't our third Godzilla film from the legendary franchise. And then he was discussing how he actually got on board with the project, and he was basically sitting down with one of the executives of the project with Legendary for dinner, and that executive told him that Gareth Edwards wasn't returning, and asked him if he said he was going to be interested, or asked him if he was going to be interested, and apparently Mike said yes, that he was interested before the question was even being finished answered to him, because he's such a diehard Godzilla fan and like loves the character so much. So that's incredible. I mean, we know how he got on board the project, and we know how much the character means to him. And then he was discussing, or he got asked if he had a lot of say and like a lot of his elements put into the design for Godzilla, and what he had done with that for the upcoming film. So kind of getting into the design changes for Godzilla a little bit, and he said that he had an excellent panel of creature designers, creature creators, and artists, where he would make a sketch or a doodle and be completely blown away by somebody else's work, because every time that he's not particularly an artist for this kind of stuff, so he had a bunch of people working on the design all at the same time. So they're clearly not going with the exact same design as the 2014 film, or else why would they need to sketch up new concepts for it all? So we do have new concepts for Godzilla that were sketched up. We just don't know how exactly it's going to look. All we have is that stand-in from the set, which, you know, isn't really going to be a finalized design. It's just a CGI model from the previous movie as kind of reference for the cast on set. So we do get more confirmation recently, today actually, that Godzilla's design is still going to be altered in some way, because they don't need to sketch new concepts for Godzilla if they're not changing his design. That's not how it works. You don't ponder the design. You don't ponder the design of something that you already know that's going to be the way it looks. You don't do that. And then he said that really he's not sketching those ideas too much himself for Godzilla and the other four monsters, or the main four monsters. What he did say though is that he's more hands-on with the other monsters and creatures that he's designing for the film. So we have him saying himself that he's working more closely with the designs of the alternate monsters in this movie. So not Godzilla, not Rodan, not Mothra, not Ghidorah. Other monsters that are, we don't even know. We don't even know what role they're gonna fit, what they're gonna be. We have no information, but we do know that there's more monsters now because we have the director of the movie saying he's hands-on with the designs of those. So that's really cool. That's, I mean, this is it. Like, this is 100% proof that there are more monsters coming to this movie. Like, finalized 100% proof, because it's him saying word of mouth in a podcast that he was working on the designs of those creatures that were not the Toho 4. So, who knows what those are going to be? We have no idea. That was a little notification on my computer. Solid. Guess I should have muted my desktop audio. Whatever. But yeah, that's so cool. We know for a fact there's more than 4 monsters in this movie now. There's more than 4. We don't know if they're going to be huge kaiju or like smaller ones like the skull crawlers were, but we know they're coming. So that's so exciting. And this really was an awesome podcast to listen to. I'll try to link it in the description box if you guys want to check out everything he said. Obviously, I'm just kind of summarizing everything. But yeah, we know Mike's history with Godzilla. We know his interest, how he got on the project, and we know that he is hands-on with the designs of alternate kaiju that are going to be in the film that aren't the Toho 4. So that's incredible. Let me know what you guys think about this information, and just give me ideas for what other kinds of kaiju could be in this movie, because I really don't know like where they could fit in. Maybe more kaiju in the volcanoes of Rodan, more with Mothra, whatever's frozen in Siberia, maybe, or whatever was in Siberia. Maybe it's whatever had caused the Great Smog of London. We don't know. So let me know what you guys think that these kaiju could be, because we know they're not Toho kaiju. They're brand new. So give me some ideas what animals they could be, what they could be doing, what their purpose would be serving. So yeah, just let me know. That's gonna be it, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.